so we're gonna speak English, okay? If that's okay with you. And
A little.
a little bit,
I
I'll
can speak,
help.
but a little.
No, your English
Okay.
as well. Your English is good. My
Very
Indonesian is,
good.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's well, I'll help translate gitu ya.
Okay,
But
okay.
yeah, thank you so much for coming on. We are big fans of you.
Uh,
Apalagi
Thank you.
being Indonesian myself, that you represent Indonesia and Silat, even from here, from America. We're like, for me, we're very, very proud. And you know, I always say that saya selalu bilang, kita di Indonesia, walaupun wanita atau pria,
Mm-mm.
it doesn't matter gitu ya. I mean, we're
Yeah,
all
yeah.
equally
Mm-mm.
as that's the one thing
Mm-mm.
that. So I was saying, Joe,
Yes.
that Indonesia, I'm proud of many things of my culture,
Mm-hmm.
my native culture,
Mm-hmm.
and the one thing that Indonesia does as far as martial arts, there's no gender bias, there's no gender inequality.
Mm-hmm.
So for her, for like, they don't say, oh, well, you're a girl, so you have to be over here. You know what I mean? So
Uh-huh.
they treat you just as, you know, just as it doesn't matter what gender. You know, those trainers will kick your butt, and they don't care what it is. So that's why she's so badass. You know, because you know, it doesn't matter. She's just that talented. So we've seen your videos, and I'm looking from afar, gitu ya. And Joe too. Joe
I'm a
Joe,
huge fan. I love your work. That's
Thank you.
the real stuff, you know? The
Thank you.
real
Thank you.
yeah.
the real stuff.
Thank you so much for coming on. We want to ask you some questions regarding your training and your martial arts as well too. Joe, if you want to take it away.
Sure. Yeah, Chintya, I'm just super happy to have you here. I've watched a lot of your videos since what, like 2017 when you first started, and I was like, who
Yeah.
is this woman breaking cement and denting metal poles?
Yeah.
Wonderful stuff.
Thank you.
And I
Thank
think amazing for anybody. I haven't seen that. I personally love. I'm into brick breaking myself. But that's it. Just one little thin brick, maybe. She breaks mounds, she breaks pillars, she destroys. She's the real deal. But my question is, can you tell us a little bit about your martial arts journey? What type of martial arts have you trained, and what type of training do you do?
Aku boleh pakai bahasa Indonesia kan kalau menjelaskan.
Boleh, yeah.
I
You can
guess
speak Indonesian. I'll translate in English
Sure.
as best as I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Dari awal sekali aku memulai pencaksilat berlatih bela diri ini, awalnya itu aku sebenarnya kebetulan kakek aku itu guru besar pencaksilat Patisan Siliwangi. Jadi setelah guru aku guru besar kakek aku itu waktu aku masih kecil banget gitu kan ya. Jadi itu juga masih ya cuman hanya sekilas aja gitu, hanya dikasih tahu kalau ini pencaksilat loh gitu kan, hanya dasarnya aja. Nah setelah itu aku itu fokus ke pelajaran, ke sekolah kan. Jadi nggak berkutik dengan bela diri lagi. Dan setelah beranjak dewasa aku saat SMA bertemulah dengan master. Nah, disinilah aku memulai balik lagi dari awal, dari dasar banget itu belajar sama master sampai sekarang. Nah, di situ aku dididik sama master ini bukan hanya bela diri, tapi juga dedikasinya sama disiplinnya, dan juga sopan santun, dan pokoknya semuanya itu sorry.
That's okay.
Ya. Semuanya diajarin gitu sama master gitu ya. Jadi awal mula itu aku berlatih perkenalan dengan bela diri, maksudnya cara tinju yang benar bagaimana, cara tendangan gitu kan ya, semua itu diawalin dari situ. Dan aku awalnya itu sebenarnya aku bukan orang yang rajin awalnya. Tapi begitu sama master, begitu aku masuk sini, oh iya jadi terbuka pikirannya, jadi terbuka, jadi luas, jadi oh iya aku harus melindungi diri aku sendiri gitu, karena aku harus membela diri gitu. Jadi disinilah belajar bela dirinya itu pelan-pelan, terus pertama basicnya, setelah basic naik lagi tingkatan itu aku mengenal body conditioningnya gitu kan. Setelah body conditioningnya itu aku dari situlah dimulai dari pohon pisang, banana tree, tinju-tinju, tendang-tendang, banana tree. Masih soft kan, masih lembut, saat itu masih lembut, masih ini. Nah setelah itu aku juga bukan hanya diajarin kerasnya aja, tapi lembutnya juga, maksudnya itu dari pernafasan juga gitu kan, dari basicnya itu dari dipupuk dari pernafasan, dari gerakan-gerakan jurus yang memang kita ulang berkali-kali gitu. Nah itu setelah mencapai tahap itu baru deh kita masuk ke tahap yang pohon kelapa itu keras banget kan ya. Jadi aku juga sebenarnya awalnya coconut tree. Awalnya itu sempat ragu apakah aku bisa gitu kan ya untuk tinju, punching coconut tree and kicking coconut tree. Itu aku sempat ragu, tapi aku karena sudah dibekali yang tadi itu kan latihan pernafasan dan jurus yang berulang-ulang itu, jadi punya kekuatan untuk tendang dan tinju itu. Nah dari situlah mulai tendang-tendang yang lain, misalkan tendang pipa besi, gas LPG, beton dan segala macam gitu.
Oh wow. Okay.
Jadi, memang.
So I'm going to translate it in English. Okay.
Yes.
From the beginning.
Okay.
Aku mau terjemahkan ya bahasa
Yeah.
Inggris. So she started with her grandfather in Pencak Silat. Okay. And at first she was sort of like, I'll go along with it. And it wasn't until I think middle school I concentrated on my studies. It wasn't until high school she met up with her grandmaster again, that her grandfather introduced her to. And it was not until then in high school that she took studying Pencak Silat a little bit more serious. And from that point on, at first she was like, I'm not, she wasn't really all into it. But as she got older and she started practicing more, she, I guess, developed a love for it. And she started training the right way. She started dissecting aspects of Pencak Silat with the jurus, so the hand movements, and then langkas with the foot movements, and also body conditioning and pernafasan, so breathing. That all kind of goes into one. That's why she's able to, it's all one package. To complement. It's kind of like the Voltron, right? You have to get all the pieces in together. So she started with banana trees because it's still soft, okay? And that was to condition the body so you're not damaging any kind of limbs, at a very young age, because she was still in high school. And then she moved on to coconut trees. That's a little bit harder. It's more dense. So she took those steps into making it. And then from that point on, it was batons, it was metal, as you see in the videos, and that's how she became.
Yes.
It made her stronger. As you condition over time from a young age, like from a high school age, all the way up to and she's in her only mid-20s, right? And she's tough as nails, right? I want to say aku lihat Chintya pagtonjok itu batan sama pohon gitu sakit sendiri. Aku like, aduh sakit banget kalau gitu. So I'm like, I'm in pain just watching her, looking at hitting it. I'm an old man, so so that's her progression in learning Pencak Silat from her grandfather all the way up to what she is now.
Wow.
Iya. Jadi awalnya emang emang kita kalau tinju-tinju itu kerasa sakit, tapi kita rasa sakit itu dijadikan kekuatan untuk kita lebih kayak excitednya itu gitu, untuk tinju-tinjunya itu. Semangat, jadi untuk semangat untuk meninju-ninju pohonnya itu. Karena kita kan sudah berlatih sebelumnya gitu.
Okay. jadi garanya di apa ya pertemuan semangat. Yeah, okay. So you know, as soon as she started conditioning, as soon as she started understanding, like, oh, I can do this, you know, she just like, I'm good at this, so I'm gonna keep moving. It got her excited, and more there's more incentive to learn and keep getting better, to progressing. So that's where she is now, because she developed a passion, a sense of pride of it. That's why she's, you know, she is who she is now. Just, you know, really a really dangerous, badass martial artist, right?
Not really.
No, it is. It is.
I'm
It is.
still learning. I'm
She's still
learning.
and humble too. Yeah, humble, very.
That's
humble.
exactly what a master would say.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still learning. I'm still learning.
I'm still learning. Yeah. Yeah. Jadi,
No, I can already tell that your entire life is martial arts, and the way that you express, and the way that your enthusiasm for it, and taking us through your history of martial arts, I think is an amazing journey. I can imagine it very visually in my head, you know.
Yeah.
So we were gonna ask you. We had a one of the fans wanted to ask you about specifically, you know, how you condition your bones and knuckles, but you answered that already. So maybe Victor, you want to ask her the next question about, you know, if there's another.
Yeah. Chintya, I'm gonna say it in English and then say it in Indonesian. Yeah, the same question. Okay. So the question is, are there any other martial arts you had interest in but never tried before? Jadi bahasa Indonesia, apakah Anda seni bela diri lain yang Anda minati, tetapi belum pernah Anda coba sebelumnya?
Kalau menurut aku, kalau untuk aku, yang bela diri yang aku lagi jalanin aja, aku belum lulus gitu kan. Jadi memang aku mempelajari satu, tapi mendapatkan semuanya gitu. Maksudnya kita belajar satu, tapi karena bela diri itu luas kan, jadi satu ini aja kita banyak hal, dapat banyak hal gitu.
Right.
Dan juga kalau misalkan yang diminati, aku kungfu sama tinju, aku memang minat banget. Apa sih maksudnya, interesting banget gitu kan, kungfu sama boxing.
Okay.
Tapi itu pun juga kita juga berlatih juga sama master di sini gitu kan ya. Dan aku juga bersyukur karena aku punya master yang memang kalau misalkan kita memang berlatih sambil menonton. Maksudnya menonton, kita dikasih tontonan yang seperti pertandingan boxing gitu kan ya. Jadi kita melihat dan memvisualisasikan dan menyerap semuanya itu ke dalam diri kita untuk supaya kita belajar, oh hal seperti ini, misalkan cara blocking, cara ninju, cara ininya begitu gitu kan ya, yang diajari sama master. Dan juga kita mempraktekannya langsung dengan master gitu. Karena bersyukurnya kita punya master yang sekarang ini, karena kalau menurut aku, master ini bisa mempraktekkan, maksudnya itu mempraktekannya seperti misalkan Canelo Alvarez.
Oke.
Canelo Alvarez, jadi bisa mempraktekannya, atau Manny Pacquiao gitu. Jadi kita bertarung seperti melawan Manny Pacquiao langsung, seperti itu.
Oke.
Jadi seperti itu.
Jadi, I want to ask you in English. Itu like the boxing. So just to translate, just to kind of recap what she just said. She with Silat itself, there's just so much curriculum that, like she said, she's still learning. So there's many aspects that she still has to develop, right? In a large, vast curriculum of Pencak Silat. So you know, there's so many things that she's interested in, but there's just not enough time. But what she's picked up on thus far is kung fu and boxing. Right, and so her coach, her teacher, is actually applying boxing to her. Kalau nggak salah ya, coachnya lagi latihan masukin teknik boxing di sama pencak silat ya, betul ya? Maksudnya mixing, okay. Okay, so they're trying to see how boxing could incorporate into her pencak silat and kind of make it like just a hybrid in a sense. So, and then like she just said, you know, she's taking aspects of Manny Pacquiao, Canelo Alvarez, and their techniques to implement complement to her style of silat.
What in particular from Manny Pacquiao or Canelo Alvarez? Is it like footwork? Is it the striking, the blocking?
Speed.
What aspect?
Speed. speed, power, footwork as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, many things.
Tapi Cynthia udah cepat, udah kuat, buat apa lagi? You're already fast. You're already. I told her you're already fast.
Yeah.
You're already strong. You know, you don't need any. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, speed.
Tapi
so speed,
iya.
yeah. Yeah.
Tapi kita butuh berlatih terus. Kalau misalkan nggak kita terus kita apa sih memvisualisasikan atau melatih itu semuanya kan nantinya bakal ketinggalan.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. She's just afraid that if you don't keep on training that and you don't review, you're gonna lose it, right? So that's the biggest fear. Yeah.
Sometimes. Do you do anything in particular for your speed, like hand exercises, anything that you do to increase your speed? You're like fast. You're like Bruce Lee. You're really fast. So how do you? What was your technique? Or are you just born with it?
No, aku pakai bahasa Indonesia ya. Jadi aku berlatih itu tadi jurus yang kita latih tuh kita bergerak dengan cepat jurusnya itu. Jadi itu akan menghasilkan nantinya di apa sih di ini yang kita butuhinnya itu bergerak juga dengan cepat gitu.
Okay. So the jurus that she's learning and she practices, it actually will build the attribute of speed into it. Yeah.
Wow. Good advice. Good.
I know kita kan ada kalau nggak salah April 21 hari
Hari
Kartini. Yeah, so it's like Women's Celebration Day. We have that in particular for April 21st. And I think honestly Hari Kartini should be every day, yeah. Because and so Chintya, itu do you believe it's important for women to learn martial arts or self-defense? Now, in Indonesian, apakah menurut Anda penting bagi wanita untuk belajar seni bela diri atau bela diri, or seni bela diri, actually, or bela diri itself?
Ya, kalau menurut aku sendiri itu penting banget. Karena kan banyak banget di luar sana itu kejahatan yang mengincar perempuan karena mereka melihat perempuan itu lemah dan nggak berdaya gitu kan. Nah itu penting banget untuk menjaga diri. Bahkan itu sama orang dekat atau teman dekat itu kan karena kan musuh itu di mana aja gitu kan. Bisa di mana aja.
That's interesting. That's actually, I want to translate real quick. That's a very interesting point. She said that it's very important for women to study a form of self-defense self-defense period, because one, there's a lot of evil outside, and men who attack, and evil will look at women as weak and unable to defend themselves. So it's extra important. And she had mentioned too, you never know that people like that's related to you, husband, spouse. Because we hear a lot of things about domestic violence, kan suami atau pacar gitu.
Benar banget.
And you never know, because especially those, what she mentioned is you never know, because those close to you maybe those are the ones that's going to attack you. You know what I mean? And di sini in America, the statistic ada observation that kayaknya maybe like 50-60 60% attacks dari someone you know, dari suami atau itu. The domestic violence is the number one. Teman gitu, that's someone that you know. So it's very, very important. Good point. Good point. I want to ask you that just sorry, I'm gonna take this next question, sorry about that. Obviously we've seen you make movies gitu ya, in Indonesia gitu, and your Pencak Silat was awesome gitu ya. It's like it's perfect, right? And we want to know juga, do you want to keep on making movies? Do you have any aspirations to come to the United States to make movies and feature Pencak Silat? Or how do you think Pencak Silat translates on camera? Jadi gimana bilangnya? Kenapa or what's I can't even say, bagaimana Pencak Silat cocok buat action? How is Pencak Silat
film?
In film.
Karena kalau menurut aku Pencak Silat cocok di film, kenapa? Karena indah, selain indah, kita memasukkan seni pencaksilat itu selain indah juga itu apa ya, sangat kalau di real life-nya kan itu pencaksilat selain indah juga mematikan. Tapi kita buat di film selain indah juga itu membuat penonton itu kayak seperti wah gitu, excited untuk nontonnya, dan ini kok ini kayak berantem beneran ya gitu. Jadi kita buat seperti itu gitu kan. Jadi memang pencaksilat juga kita bisa bentuk-bentuknya juga berbagai macam bentuk juga gitu kan ya, selain indah, dan juga kita juga bisa belajar juga dari film juga gitu, karena jadi misalkan saat dicekek seperti ini kita ada bantingan, ada apa, itu kita masukkan situ, tapi kita buat yang safety ke teman kita gitu, ke partner kita. Nah kalau aku buat film itu ya seperti itu gitu, kita masukkan pencaksilat karena itu unik, dan juga kita juga mau melestarikan budaya bangsa Indonesia ini ke lebih luas lagi di film.
Yeah. I agree. Itu aku setuju yang inti terakhir. So she was saying is pencaksilat. Obviously, the question is how does it translate? Why is it so beautiful on camera? And it's exact words. It's beautiful. It flows. There's a counter for counter. It's flowery, right? And just because it's an art for self-defense, it's really an art for killing. Let's be, but there's a beauty to it that somehow translates the camera because of the flowery movements, the hand movements, the judos, right? And again, what Chintya was doing, she said that when she practices her judos, right, it builds the attributes of speed, of coordination, and that translates to camera. And she doesn't have to really do much because she's been training that all her life. So it translates well on the camera for the performer, but also on the visuals, right? So that's what she said. And lastly, what she said was, and that's why I agreed with her, was it's the Indonesian culture. Like, of course, we want to promote that. I'm going to be a little bit biased, right? Aku mau bias gitu. Whenever I see aku lihat pencaksilat di film gitu, aku senang. I'm like, no, that's dari Indonesia. Kadang-kadang orang bilang, di mana itu Indonesia? Ya. Kan orang Amerika sini kan mereka punya geography nggak terlalu bagus.
Punya Bali gitu kali ya.
Yeah. So exactly. So I was telling her that, I'm so proud when I see that like the raid, right? I'm like, yeah, that's Indonesian. Those are like our people, and I'm so proud of that because it's like it's putting us in the map, and it's culture. Why wouldn't we want to promote our culture? And I think that's the more important part of it, because it looks good, but you could say that that's it comes from our culture, and that's what makes it even more makes it even more proud. And then even like Kali, right? Kali, the Philippines, Joe too. Like I love that. That's it's part of my heritage.
Yes.
Jadi it's a national it's a heritage pride. Cinta budaya sama adat kita kan. Kita bangga sama karena dari Indonesia. So
benar banget.
We think you, Chintya, we think you have such an original brand or an original way of doing things. So it even transcends just there's a lot of room there for Indonesian martial arts movies and films, and we just hope we see you in more of those because what you're doing is different. It is different, and I think anybody who studies martial arts, who studies film, will notice that about your attributes. It's not the same as some of the, like we mentioned, the raid. There's something very unique. So I just hope that you live up to your potential and keep going big and more movies.
Yes, absolutely.
More
movies. There, and I'm going to take it a step further. There's no reason why she can't be here. She can't be big here. Maksudnya, nggak ada alasan. I mean, Cynthia, kalau you do movies di sini di Amerika, langsung orang, this is perfect. Like, there's no reason you won't be making many movies here because of your talent itself. Cuma you have to be seen, gitu kan? And that's
Yes.
that's the hurdle. That's the obstacle. Sekarang is to be seen, and then once they see your talent, gitu, every day you're gonna get calls.
Yeah.
I percaya.
Yeah.
I know that. Yeah. And I'm not being biased. We see that because just your flow. That's what everyone. I mean, how many female actors, martial arts, can do what she does? I mean, as far as her
How many male martial arts?
how many
can do
male?
what she
How
does?
many people? That's right.
I can't even think of one. I can't think of one that does it the way that she does.
Right.
That does the real stuff. To me, that's always important. You know, like there's performing for the camera, but then also off camera. I think that's really important and a good role model, I think, for people, to be honest.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Speaking of martial arts movies, we had someone asked us the other day. It was like, can you ask her what is Chintya's? Does she have any favorite martial art movies, like you growing up, or new, old? Are there any that you like?
A lot of. I'm big fan of action movies.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, like Jackie Chan, Jet Li, Wong Fei-hung. I love it.
Oh, wow. Wow, she spit that out. Wow. Donnie Yen.
What was that last one?
Donnie Yen.
Donnie Yen. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Tony Jaa.
Tony Jaa.
Yes.
Yeah. Anymore.
Yeah.
They're amazing. They are amazing.
Yeah. Like. Go ahead.
Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. And Hollywood action movie too. Like.
Yeah.
Apa sih? James Bond.
Oh, James.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Very cool.
Yeah. And Jack Reacher.
Oh, Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one too.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That keren.
Yeah.
Pokoknya Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise. Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry, she said anything with Tom Cruise. That's what she said. Top Gun. Yeah,
Chintya, your English is so good. You should be doing more of these. This is wonderful.
I'm still learning English.
So perfect.
I have to tell her I'm an English teacher here. Aku guru Inggris di sini. Inggris sejarah. So any help you need.
Thank you, Abang.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Those movies. I mean, obviously Hollywood movies, and it depends. It's a dream, right? And I think Chintya, kamu, you're very close to living that dream, gitu. You know, here, we just gotta find ways, to make that dream come true. Kind of, about di sini, there's a saying. I don't know gimana bilang di Indonesia, bahasa Indonesia, tapi when there's a will, there's a way, right? Kalau if you really
bersungguh-sungguh,
semangat, you'll make it, gitu. If you find a way, you'll make it. And I think with your talent, nggak ada, there's no reason why you shouldn't. You shouldn't be able to be on screen while we watch you.
Abang sudah tahukah? Abang sudah tahukah kalau aku juga kebetulan sudah berkesempatan di filmnya Marvel yang Shang-Chi.
Oh,
belum tahu ya? Ya, alhamdulillah ya.
Okay.
Aku bersyukur banget dapat berkesempatan di film Shang-Chi Marvel. Tapi sebagai double stunt double dari Shang, adiknya Marvel, adiknya Shang-Chi. Adiknya Shang-Chi.
I know that karakternya ada stunt double. Aku cuma nggak tahu itu Chintya. So she was saying that you might know this joke, but the character that played Shang-Chi's sister, she was her stunt double.
Wow.
I didn't know that. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Aku malu. Oh my, I didn't know. I didn't know.
I'm so sorry. That's crazy.
Wow. Aku nggak tahu. Betul. I know dia ada stunt double. Cuma I didn't know Chintya.
Yeah.
Chintya, you're so humble about it. Oh my gosh.
I have a question. Why were you the stunt double and not the star?
Maybe first, step by step, maybe.
Step by step.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Iya, di
Wow.
situ aku juga bertemu dengan idola aku juga, itu my fans, my idol,
Michelle Yeoh.
siapa? Tony Tony Tony
Tony
Tony
Leung.
Leung.
Oh.
Yes.
Dan Michelle Yeoh,
Yeah.
sayangnya aku belum
Oh,
ketemu
dia
sama
nggak
Michelle
ketemu.
Yeoh.
Oh. So she didn't
Beda
get to
scene.
meet.
Yeah.
Oh, she
Oh.
didn't get to meet Michelle Yeoh because of shooting schedule. But she got to
Scheduling,
meet
yeah.
Tony Leung. And Tony Leung, you know, he grew up with like my dad introduced bapak saya tahun 80 ini sebelum Chintya lahir. Kita selalu nonton.
Iya.
I told
Aku
her,
juga
Tony
sekarang
Leung I grew up
nonton
with because my dad because we were watching movies in the 80s. But I told her it was way before she was born. So, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tony's a
Oh, wow.
legend. He's internationally
Yes.
known. Yeah.
Wow. So, yeah. Well, okay.
Di situ aku
Bener.
banyak banget pengalaman.
Oh.
Iya, dapat banyak banget
Okay.
pengalaman. Teman-teman dari China, dari Filipina juga ada, dari
Okay.
dari Hong Kong, dari Korea juga banyak gitu. Apa sih, bersyukurnya aku dapat banyak pengalaman juga dari sana.
Okay.
Oke.
See, I mean,
Dan juga
okay.
ada satu surprise lagi ya, Bang.
Okay, bisa bilang.
Ya.
Okay.
Nanti bulan Februari tahun depan
Mhm.
aku ada film Malaysia dan
Okay.
akan tayang di Malaysia.
Tapi kamu bukan stand up, kamu
Bukan pemain.
pemain. Yeah, okay.
Pemain.
Okay. Action, yeah.
Action movie.
Okay, so this upcoming February,
Iya.
2023, she is going to be a star, not a double, Joe. A star, not a double. In a film, in a Malaysian film. So stay tuned. Tapi nggak bisa, judulnya nggak bisa dibilang.
Boleh, bisa.
Boleh,
Judulnya
okay.
712.
712. Okay, so
Bahasa, ya.
712
712.
712.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, my numbers are okay.
Yeah.
712. 712. Yeah,
Yeah.
So the title of the movie is going to be called 712 in English.
712.
712, but in Bahasa it's 712. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Wow.
Wow.
So so Marvel. So jadi next step ini to be the star. Yeah. I mean in Marvel. Karena udah we say like you got your foot in the door already. Everyone knows that what you're able to do. So a big production like Marvel knows what you can do. Now it's just a matter of the next role.
Yes.
Cuma itu. So that's why I'm so happy. I'm so proud. Yeah.
And the next project too, it's a big surprise. But
Another
I
one.
can't
Okay.
tell you.
You can't tell.
I can't wait.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Kita lagi we'll wait to hear gitu
Yeah.
ya. So at least we're happy. Yeah.
Aku minta support aja. Minta support.
Oh, no, absolutely, 100%. She's like asking for support. Like, oh, no doubt. Yeah. 200%. We're of course we're supporting. I'm so big on as you know here, Joe and I we're actors here in America. The Los Angeles and agak susah ya kalau orang kita ya. And we're just not about action or itu acting like drama and comedy and what have you. Kita like semua. So jadi whenever I see Indonesian make it, di mana? I don't care where, gitu. That makes me feel proud and that makes me feel like yes, we're coming up, gitu. We're coming up because I don't want to do it for myself. Aku nggak mau like I don't want to be like gimana sombong and like I don't want them to kita nggak mau lihat mereka berhasil sama career. No. I want to see everyone. I want to see Indonesia move up. Gitu. Karena it helps me juga. Kan? It helps my career. It helps Joe juga, right? It helps all of us. Gitu. So whenever I see that, whenever I hear, 100%. You don't have to ask. We're supporting. Gitu. Of course. Yeah. Itu udah pasti. We support you 100%. Gitu. And why not? Because you work so hard. You're skillful. You're talented. And like I said, dari awal kan. I love to brag about my culture because we don't look at, to me, this is just me. We don't gender bias. We don't look down on other genders. And my mom is tough. Ibu saya, she's tough. Gitu.
It's okay.
When I was growing up, I don't know, Cynthia, walaupun aku gede di Amerika, kalau salah, taruh rica di mulut dan tempel like gitu. That's yeah.
Itu
So I told her,
Indonesia,
yeah,
budaya.
that's Indonesian style. My mom, I told her, if I did something wrong, chili in the mouth, bam, slap right across the face. Yeah, my mom. You met my mom. Joker pernah ketemu my mom.
Yes.
Ini
I
my
saw
mom,
it. I saw it.
yeah,
It happened last year.
Yeah, she saw me yesterday. She stopped me yesterday. No, kita asli dari Manado, right? So my mom is very gitu. So but that's why I love, because there's that respect, and we are the Indonesian women are tough, man. I'll tell you that. We're tough. So not we, but they're tough.
Yeah.
But that's something I'm proud of, and we're supportive. I'm so glad to talk to you today. Kita
Thank
finally
you.
finally ketemu gitu, and
Yeah.
Joe too. He's we're both fans, and at first we were nervous, tapi Chintya punya dasar like baik gitu and very humble. It makes it easier. No, it makes it easier to talk to you. So
she's very humble. She has all these surprises.
Humble.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's like, I'm actually leading in a Marvel film like 2 years from now. Like she's got a lot of surprises.
Yeah,
Does
I'm
everything.
so happy. Yeah, I'm so happy to hear this. Like I said, I'm so proud. Like representation of Indonesia. It's we're always proud. Gitu. Yeah, we're always proud. How do you say in Indonesia? Merdeka, yeah. Yeah. So, I think we have one last question. You want to take it away, Joe? The very last one.
Sure. Yeah. So Chintya, is there anything else you would like to tell your fans from all over the world?
Yeah. Pokoknya untuk teman-temanku semuanya di berbagai negara itu, kalau menurut aku yang baru belajar, yang masih belajar, dan yang sedang belajar itu tetap semangat dan teruslah bersungguh-sungguh dalam belajar, tergantung niat kita. Kalau misalkan kita pelan-pelan belajarnya, itu akan berhasil. Suatu hari nanti itu akan berhasil kalau kita bersungguh-sungguh. Dan juga kita belajar bela diri itu bukan hanya kita untuk mendapatkan kekuatan, tapi juga kita untuk menjaga diri kita, membela diri kita. Dan juga kita itu ada pepatah di Indonesia kan ya, sedia payung sebelum hujan. Jadi bukan kita menentang hujan, tapi memang kita belajar untuk membela diri kita dimanapun kita berada. Itu aja sih, teman-teman.
Very good.
Salam semangat.
There you go.
Jargon.
So quick translation to her fans. Whether you're about to learn self-defense, or you're currently learning self-defense, or you plan to learn self-defense, the key is to take your time. Okay, take it slow, and then things will succeed for you. And she said, remember, if you're learning self-defense, remember one thing: you're not doing it for power, or to kick someone's ass, or to take it on the offensive. You're learning it for yourself and self-defense, and also your friends and family. And this is what Dan Insano said, right? He said that you learn self-defense to protect those who can defend themselves, right? Because that's you got to be a champion for the people. And so she also wanted to say as well too. There's a saying that she said, prepare the umbrella before the rain. Okay, so in other words, just prepare. You never know when it's going to happen, but you always want to have an umbrella with you in the event it rains. And it applies to Indonesia because it rains all the time. Yeah, so the California, not really, but you never know. But it's a good message too. Like you never want to be caught in a storm without an umbrella. Meaning that you don't ever want to be unprepared, especially when there's so much evil and there's so much. All that stuff. You just always want to be prepared, and that's a really good message. And again, I have to remind myself this too. When you want to learn and you want to train, make sure you take it slow. Some people want to speed it up, but take it slow and breathe it in. Everything will, once you take it slow and smooth, right? So once you do that, everything will come into form. Everything come into fruition. So excellent. Excellent. Yeah. Chintya, my God, terima kasih banyak. We thank you so much for your time. And I'm so happy that a lot of things are coming up for you, and we're proud. I'm very proud. you know, it's been a long time for Indonesia or Indonesians to come onto the map in the entertainment industry. And as an older man, I see this, and it really almost brings tears to my eyes, because I see that we're moving up, and people are recognizing us, and it's just not Bali, it's all of Indonesia, right? So yeah, and especially what the capabilities that we can do, both men and women.
Yeah.
Go.
Terima kasih Abang dan Sir. Thank you, Sir.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Joe, any last thoughts you want to say?
Johnny.
Yeah, no, I'm so happy. I'm so happy for you and your, you know, and your success. And you already know how I feel. I think this is justice in the world. I think it's nice to see people who are truly, you know, talented, but also can back it up. Sometimes you meet some people and they have a lot of potential, but they never get their chance. And I'm so happy to see that destiny lines up with direction, and that you're doing it. I just can't wait to see what you're doing, you know, with the next movie, the next movie, the next movie. You know, I followed the journey, and I'm really impressed, and we thank you. We thank your team for putting this together. Insane.
Yeah, and hopefully too, semoga mudah-mudahan kita bisa ketemu and learn from you. Belajar dari
Sama-sama. Sama belajar.
Thank you so much.
Cynthia,
terima kasih banyak. Semoga sukses, and again, we're always going to support you even from afar, but you know, we're big fans, and you know, thank you again for representing our culture and like my mother culture very proudly, and we're all proud. Trust me on that.
Thank you, Abang.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Take care.
Thanks again.